Hey everyone, this is Pastor Marty, and welcome to Fearless Church.
Hey everybody, this is Pastor Keloha, and I just want to welcome you all back to Fearless Church. Now, like always, please hit that like button and please subscribe if you ever want to get more videos and content whenever we put a video up. I'll let you know right off the bat if you subscribe. Also, in the description below is a link for all of our merchandise, like we always say, so please check out our shirts, hats, mugs, whatever you might want that might have something that might encourage you. Go and check it out in the merchandise. God bless you all.
Yeah.
And
Hey, this is Pastor Marty. I want to, with us today, a special guest, Terry Wild, and we're excited to have you, Brother Terry,
very
today.
excited.
Thank you.
We're starting a brand new project here in Selma, and it's going to be special for Selma. I mean, you do it all over, but this paper will be for here, for this, for us. And so we're going to start a project. I'm going to have him get into it. We have this right here. As you can see, it's a not only digital, but paper. And this is one of the copies of Christian News Magazine and stuff. And so we're excited to talk about that today and what's coming to Selma. We'd love to have you in these issues, these papers. If you've got a business or something you would like to be part of this, get your message out into the Christian world or anything you want to talk about. Again, this is for, it'll be the Christian News Magazine here in Selma. It'll be special for our community. So, Brother Terry, God's put this on your heart. I like the way it's almost like a mission field for you, not as a business. You see this as a mission field. So tell us some of the things that you see as a vision for our community that would maybe someone would say, hey, I want to be part of that.
Well, I think the main thing is that we are dealing with a whole set of circumstances right now where the media controls everything that's going on, the message that is going out.
Yeah.
And the Christians just don't have a voice or an effective way to get our message out. And actually, God is speaking through us. He's saying, take his gospel, take his ways, take his principles into the community. And so I think Christian News Magazine can be an effective way for us to have our voice heard in the community.
Well, when we talk about getting that knowledge out there and the issues that are today, I mean, when we look just every time you turn TV on, we've had a mass killing with a man that drove his car through a bunch of people and killed, I think, 7 or 8, many injured. And we have the Texas mall shooting just this week that has left 8 dead, many wounded. We see these things happening, but here's a great example of that narrative. When we look at the Christian, this being able, as us Christians, being able to voice our story and who we are. Here's an example of that. In that Texas shooting in that mall, within 15 minutes, we knew that this Hispanic man who was what he called himself, a right-wing white supremacist as a Hispanic man. And so, but here's the thing, within 15 minutes, we knew everything about him, yet we still have none of the manifesto or any of the stuff from the shooter in Tennessee with a Christian school that took the lives of 3 9-year-olds and 3 wonderful human beings. And we don't know nothing about that. But that's what's happening in our society today, how they control the narrative. And so that's what's important about having a Christian magazine, whether it's sports or articles, or our pastors here in our community are writing and putting editorials into it and stuff like that. And Terry, you're what we'd say, the executive editor of this paper. I don't know, what would be the actual?
The publisher.
The publisher? Okay. Now, where do you have this at in right now? What other communities? You were saying there's many, Clovis, Los Gatos, and...
Well, we published in Clovis and call it Fresno County. This was a county-wide edition here, sort of an introductory.
Yeah, it says right on issue. Fresno County.
And then we published in San Diego County, and we have people set up in San Bernardino County and Santa Clara County.
Well, with this, as you said, this issue right here is not one of ours, but it will say Selma on it,
Yeah.
and these will be in this newspaper. We would have articles and just information that would be all about our community,
Exactly.
all about our local businesses and things like that and stuff. You know, it tells you California school choice in here. This is Fresno County, but this would be us. Like we just did a big event Sunday night with Seth Gruber.
That was nice.
We
was
could
real
have,
good.
I mean, he was amazing, just amazing.
Yeah.
And we could have all this information compiled for our community and stuff like that. When we look at what's happening in our community with, as I just said, mentioned, I don't want to harp on that, how you can see the difference with the narrative.
Yeah.
You know, we still have no information on the shooter in Tennessee, none. They won't release it because he is transgender. But this shooter at the Texas Mall, within minutes, we knew that he was a leftist. He has on his body tattooed the SS. He has the swastika tattooed on him. And so what we already have his back history, his Facebook, his emails, all of that, yet we know nothing about the shooter in Tennessee. That's the problem that's happening in our country. And that's why we're excited about this.
And if it was a conservative, we'd know everything.
yeah,
It would all
exactly.
be out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us some of the things that are happening, how God, your mission field. I mean, we can
Sure.
talk about the business of the paper,
God called you.
but the mission field of it. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Well, it really is an accumulation of, I've been doing this for 50 years. And as a young man, I came to Christ in 1969. And I actually stayed at a Christian commune in Haight-Ashbury, and that whole Jesus movement. We traveled and evangelized. We had a singing group, and it was just a marvelous time of seeing God moving. But then, like almost every commune I've ever heard of at that time even, things have to come down to reality. We left the commune, and now I'm facing real life. I was in this the ivory tower for a year, and I thought, oh God, what's all this about? And so my brother-in-law took me under his wing, and we started a company called Circular Advertising. And he took me by the hand. He had lots of experience, so we started this company, and we grew that company successfully. So we would print and deliver inexpensive advertising for real estate companies, supermarkets, anyone that would want to get their message out. And I love doing that. And so we grew the company and then eventually merged with a company at the time called National Postal. We hand delivered 2.5 million pieces a week throughout the whole San Francisco Bay Area up to Sacramento. And that took another level of management and how to get all that coordinated. And I wasn't the one that did it, but I was in part of the organization, and I saw it take place. And it was really impressive. And I thought at the time as a Christian, this is the way God operates. He's an organizing force. He has management.
God
he
of
has
order, yes.
order. He has,
Yes.
and so all those years I've started magazines, newspapers. I had the Los Gatos This Week newspaper, and I got tired of that because it was just so secular. And at my age, I'm looking for something that's going to matter for eternity. But, it's all about timing. And so the idea and the thought came to me 4 years ago, basically. And I thought, well, I don't know, is this the right time? Because you don't want to get out ahead of God. I don't. And I don't want to end up trying to start something out of my own desire and then think it's God and then not be God. So I've waited.
Yes.
And then I waited when I moved down here 3 years ago, almost 4 now, into Clovis. And I put out some publications to help the political situation, trying to get Christian Judeo values people elected. And so the timing still didn't seem right for this. And then look at what's happened in the 3 years that I've been here. The situation is critical. And it has no longer, it's no longer about a political solution. This has gone to the level
it's
of
just
spiritual.
straight good versus evil right now.
Yeah.
It's straight good
Yeah.
versus evil.
It is.
I would like to, in our last few moments as we have this segment, I want to read. I always like to, we want to bring God's word into it, and it tells us right here, and we all know this quite well. Hosea 4:6. It says, "My people are destroyed for their lack of knowledge. Because you've rejected knowledge, I will also reject you from being priest for me. Because you've forgotten the law of your God, I'll also forget your children." God's warning us and telling us we have to have this knowledge and this understanding. There is an evil fight out there right now that's going on, and I've said this before in other podcasts. Evil with a great plan cannot be stopped. You have to fight this fight continually, because evil with a great plan, you can't stop it. It's going to have a way of finding its way through. But we can be the warriors and the prayer warriors, the fearless church of God that will stand up no matter what happens, no matter what Satan does. We're just going to keep marching forward. One of the sad things in Texas over that mall shooting was there's a 6-year-old orphan. His family was destroyed in front of this 6-year-old, and which was his sibling, 3 years of age, and mom and dad, a young couple. They were both shot down in this terrible, terrible tragedy. But again, here's narrative. That goes down in the books as a mass shooting. Rightfully so. It's considered a mass shooting.
Sure.
But the day before, the day later, this man drives his car and kills all of these people down in San Diego area. And that's just a horrible event. Just a horrible event. But they don't call that a mass car slaying. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
I do.
They don't call it a mass car slaying and stuff. So always ask yourself the question, why are they speaking to me this way? Why are these mass shootings? But when an airplane goes down with 300 people on board, it's just a terrible tragedy. They don't say this is a mass killing of failure of an airliner, that something went wrong while it was in the sky. They never say that word mass unless it has to do with a gun. And that's a narrative that I want to expose here. Is just right before you see this happening. And that's why we need representation in our communities, representation that has the truth of what we as Christians, as right now, Christianity is being attacked.
It is.
Being attacked more than it ever has worldwide in history. And so we need to get our voices out there. We need to stand strong. We need to be the people of God, to be the fearless church in Jesus' name. Terry, we're thankful for you to be part of this segment. And we want to remind you, like, share, subscribe.
Yes, please.
And please check out Fearless Church merchandise. You can get mugs like this of any design that's on our website. And so please do. And also, if you look at that QR code, any way you want to give or donate to our podcast or to our vision that God's given us, please do so. We much appreciate it. But we love you all. God bless you. And thank you for being with us today.